So the first place we're going to start isn't up at the bar, but we're actually going to begin on the floor. And it seems a little counterintuitive, but hear me out. Quite often when you just jump right into pull-up training, if you're on a machine, it doesn't move as much, right? So it's really steady. And inevitably you might go from that pull-up dip combo machine up onto the bar with a band. And what ends up happening is most people will start swinging all over the place. And in part because they haven't done enough to learn how to create full body stiffness. So the first step is to actually teach yourself how to maintain rigidity throughout the motion so that you're not swinging everywhere, making it even harder than it needs to be. So the first place we'll begin is on the floor.
The first place I like to start is on the floor. So you're going to push your lower back into the ground like so. And then you're going to cross your one ankle over the other, one hand over the other, and you're going to create an isometric contraction by pressing the hands into each other and the legs into each other. And then you're going to lift your legs and your upper back off the ground, and you're going to hold this for a max contraction. So this is going to teach you how to stay stiff while you're doing a pull-up. The following progression will then be a Hollowbody Pulldown. So here you can use a cable station, or like I'm showing here is a band. You're going to cross your legs, one over the other, create that isometric contraction, and then lift up the upper back. But this time you're going to be doing a pull-down motion. So very similar to the way that you would be if you were doing a pull-up. So you can also set this up at a cable station using a rope. Because if you use the bar, you just hit your head.
Now that we've worked on a lot of that core stability, now you can actually start practicing some things hanging off a bar. So one of them is initiating through the lats and through the scapula. So there's an old timey cue, which is break the bar. Essentially what that means is I'm trying to use my muscles here to engage that motion first to ensure that we're going to have the right line as we go up. So as we're hanging from a bar, once we've worked on the ability to maintain that sway, now we can start working on some of these things. So a Scap-Pull Up will be the first place that we want to begin because it's going to improve our muscle recruitment pattern, but also it's also a sneaky way to continue working on that core stability and our grip strength, which is going to be important.
A fantastic way to continue working on that positioning you've built from the hollow body would be to now hang from a bar. You get the added benefit here of also working on your grip while trying to maintain sort of a very steady position. Doing isometrics at the top is great, but if you're jumping up there to try to get to that position and it's already a challenge, this might not be the way to set it up. So try to use a Smith machine, a squat rack, or a box if it's tall enough. Find that finishing position that I mentioned in video 1, because if you don't get there, we're not training the right things.